All right, guys, so listen up. Here is my mission. I'm looking for a new apartment for myself here in Toronto. The following is what I kind of really need and are non-negotiable. I would really like to keep it under $1,000 if possible. This sounds like really an impossibility here in Toronto, but let's see how we can do with that. Second thing is that it must be pet friendly because Luna is a non-negotiable. Like, she has to be able to come with me. I have nowhere else for her to stay, so, and I'm not going to get rid of her, that's for sure. So definitely needs to be pet friendly. Number 3, in terms of boundaries, I would like to keep it very like central, not necessarily downtown Toronto, but at the very least transit accessible, somewhere on the subway line or close to the subway line as possible. The areas that I'm looking for are kind of just a little bit east of downtown, or maybe a little bit west, but I don't want to go Scarborough if I can help it, or to Etobicoke if I can help it, or Mississauga, or any. I think, yeah, those are just way too far. In North York I'm pretty okay with, but I would prefer more south. Things that I would like to have. I would like the place to be near some really good running paths because I love to run. Obviously, of course, I want it to be close to like grocery stores, to coffee shops, and restaurants and things like that. Places that I'm looking for, I think are preferably maybe like a bachelor. I would like a 1-bedroom because when I was living in Calgary, I did have a 1-bedroom. I think that for the price that I have, it's most likely that I'm going to get a bachelor. Other things that I really don't want is I don't want it to be a basement suite. I've lived in basement suites before and I don't like them. I'm very unhappy in a basement. And obviously for filming purposes, I would like there to be a lot of natural light and things like that. So I guess that's also a requirement, is that there has to be natural light and lots of it. I don't know if this is necessarily like a requirement or just, I guess, just kind of a preference, is that I really want there to be a kind of a real sense of community in the area. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what I can get with those requirements. Follow me on my adventure of finding my new apartment here in Toronto, Ontario. All right, I'm heading to my apartment viewing to see this place, and it is raining and I don't have an umbrella or anything, so we're really gonna test to see how close to transit this place truly is. All right, so the train had to kind of detour a little bit, so this isn't where I would normally get off. Luckily, the sun came out, so I don't have to walk in the rain because I have to walk a little bit further, and thus making me super late for my appointment. So let's hustle. That landlord, she was the cutest, nicest old lady in the whole world. Like, she was just so nice, so welcoming. She was adorable. The place was it was okay. The rent is phenomenal, but guys, just look at this view though. This view. That's the lake. That is Lake Ontario. It is gorgeous. The lake is literally like just right behind me. Community is so nice. All the houses here are just really cute. There's like a bunch of like little fruit markets and like little cute little shops. So like the area is good. The community is good. Everyone in the building is really like nice and just helping and welcoming. Yeah, I don't know. Might be a contender. All right, so I am on my way to see 3 apartments today, I think. Either 3 or 2, I can't remember right now. And I'm already late for my first one, as always. And I still need to go stop off and get more bus tokens and possibly coffee. Hopefully have time for coffee. We'll see. Let's go. All right, stopping by at Timmy's is not an option, so convenience store Starbucks is what's gonna have to happen. finished up. In terms of area, this is exactly the area that I want to live in, but the houses that she was showing me, at least, were mostly like student areas, which is why they're so cheap. But as you can see, like, you're really not getting that much. And to be quite honest with you, I'm kind of over the student life thing. I don't want to be there if there's like a lot of parties or anything like that. I'm a very quiet homebody type of person, and those days are long behind me, so I don't really know if I'm going to take it just for that reason alone. But I have another viewing that I'm also late to. This is a theme in my apartments, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Alright, on my way to the next place. It's a little bit out of my budget, but it's supposed to be nice, and it has kind of everything that I'm looking for. So if it's really, really nice, I might just take it. There's a school here, by the way, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just, you know. Was definitely kind of perfect in terms of space. It's exactly what I need. It has everything that I need. Sorry if it's windy. And yeah, it's not that hard even to like get in. Like, they're not really asking for a credit check or anything like that, just proof of employment or whatever. And they have like so much property, so they're saying that like there's always going to be bachelors available. So if I don't kind of jump on this right away, it's not that big of a deal. I can always come back, so I'm gonna sleep on it because the price is a little bit too much for me. But I just sacrifice something, so I don't know. I am on my way to see another place, and this area is exactly the area where I want to live in. I've always wanted to live here, like since I was like little. I'm like, this is where I belong. And I'm just walking around now because I got off prematurely from my stop, so just walking around the area. And yeah, I just belong here for sure. If you ever walk around in an area and all of a sudden you just have that feeling of like, these are my people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are my people. So this is perfect. The apartment itself is in the exact budget that I want to be in, and it has everything. Complete full kitchen, everything. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go. Was really nice. I didn't know that it was actually shared. The bathroom is shared, just not the kitchen is shared. So the kitchen would be my own, but the bathroom is shared with another female, which isn't that bad. But I didn't realize this in the ad, but it's absolutely no pets, non-negotiable. So that's a deal breaker for me because I have to be with Luna. I have nowhere else for her to go, and I'm not getting rid of her for an apartment. So even though I love this area and this is exactly where I want to be and everything, it meets all the other criteria, I just, yeah, sorry, Luna's a deal breaker. Alright, so I have decided to make an offer on the first place that I saw that's really small, but it has like the nice views and it's close to the lake and all of that, and it's cheap, so I'm on my way to do that now. And I just came from the bank because they asked me to do a bank form where they just wanted a whole bunch of weird random information, like my monthly payments, and I'm like, I don't have a mortgage, like what monthly payments, like my bank fees, like obviously they get paid every month, like I don't know. Anyways, it was really weird. Even like the teller was like filling it out, she's like, they're asking for some weird stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. But she was very helpful, and she like was really trying to help me like look good because like right now I don't really have a lot of like money in my bank account because I just moved and it's expensive and I just have no money in general. And she's like, do you want to make a deposit before I fill this out? Because they're asking how much your current balance is. And I'm like, no, no. That's the only thing that could possibly hurt me. But I mean, like, whatever. It's never any different. I'm always poor. It's just the way my life is. So I hope that I can get it. Yeah. And it's really raining and it sucks. I'm gonna hide. Alright everyone, so as you know, I put in my application for that first place and I just heard back from the superintendent lady and I have been approved, so I am officially moving in to that tiny little closet. But that's okay. It's okay because it's close to the lake, which is really good. So in terms of my checklist, for one, price. Yes, this did come in well under my $1,000 budget. And not only am I going to be able to afford this new place, but I'm actually going to be able to save, which is so huge and something that I didn't really think that I would be able to do. So price was the key factor in this decision making. The price is amazing. The location, huge check mark. It is literally right next to Lake Ontario and there's a lot of good running paths there. There's also just a lot of parks and things like that in the area. The community itself is very friendly and it's very, very nice and wholesome and still close enough to the city if I wanted to go to downtown or just anywhere else. It's very transit accessible. Not super close to the subway system. However, there is a streetcar that takes me right there in about 15 minutes. So it's not too bad at all. So location, I'm going to give that as a plus. Space is a huge, huge, huge issue. I am going to have to be very smart and very crafty about how I'm going to actually arrange my new apartment. But you know what? That's going to be super fun and exciting for me to do. And so lots of space saving videos on the way for you guys once I do move in. I have so many ideas already. It's going to be amazing. So had to sacrifice on space. But I think overall it is good. It is pet friendly, so Luna is able to come with me. In fact, the superintendent lady herself has 2 cats, and so that's great. There is also parking available should I need that in the future. And also just for like my guests that are coming, there is parking available like in the building itself as opposed to like just street parking or anything like that. So that's also great. Other downsides is that there isn't a full fridge, but there is a full like stove oven type thing. So, and like no dishwasher or anything else. But I think all things considering, I can live with that. To be quite honest, in my last place, there was often times where I would have an empty fridge and I would think to myself, am I really paying for electricity to run this fridge for 24/7 when I literally have like my Brita water and Arizona iced tea? So I'm also going to save on electrical by not having a full fridge. So I feel like I can make it work. I am just one single person. So I think overall, I think I did end up getting more or less exactly what I wanted, and the things that I am sacrificing, I'm okay with. So just as a general epilogue to this whole adventure, if you guys are moving to Toronto or moving to a bigger city, things that I have as tips, or if you're young and a student and don't have either no credit or bad credit or just things in that nature, this place that I found is kind of just a small apartment complex. It actually kind of looks like it was like an old house, like it was a big old house. And they just kind of turned it into several apartment complexes. That also helped a lot because I don't think that checked my credit or my references from what I've heard from asking around. The superintendent lady just really did vouch for me when it came to the apartment hunting and talking to her boss, because she really liked me and felt that I was trustworthy and I was genuinely a good person to rent to, which I am. Definitely look into smaller complexes like that, as opposed to if you were to go to like a big high-rise with a big company, that to them you're just a number, you're not a person anymore. So yeah, overall I'd have to say that the apartment hunting has been pretty difficult. It was pretty stressful at times, and it did kind of seem a little bleak at times where I didn't think that I was going to be able to find anything under my budget, and things that were under my budget were just not livable for me, at least. And yeah, so that's my whole kind of apartment hunting find here in Toronto, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, because I do plan on doing more kind of vlogging like this, being a relatively new to the city. There's a lot more that I want to do. There's a lot more places that I want to explore. So definitely stay tuned and make sure that you're subscribed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.